Watch this. Watch this. You watching? That really did nothing at all. Oh, wait. Watch this. Watch this. Are you watching? Up close in person. How's that? It does something. I mean, it does something. I have to balance this thing. Fine. Okay, there we go, I suppose. Wait, what if now we move this? That's two in the camera. Oh my god. Um. Yes, bruh. Check it out. Like, you can't see my background too much now at this point, but who cares, dude? Let's go. So one of the comparisons that have been in this new expansion phase between Peeps and Soul Tribe or counterparts or whatever it is, it's that the one needs to approach the other, and the other one needs to take a foot back or a step back. So one of the reasons I'm afraid to do this is because I'm technically making it easy for my counterpart, because this way she's aware that I am aware. I'm not fully aware. I'm still left in the dark about a lot of things, and that's what needs to change, is this honesty process. But I don't know. I've been very specifically guided to not approach, you know? So I don't know if I need to not release these videos until something happens there, until she's ready to approach. I don't know if these videos are a good idea for the advancement of our connection in future. I don't know if this is a good idea for her to be witnessing these videos or not, because these videos are a truth-telling video, and the whole point of this cycle is that she needs to get strong enough to be able to express her truth. So me doing this, it's like I'm creating a cheat code for my personal counterpart, because now she's aware that, yes, I'm aware of energy, and I'm aware that there's something going on, and I guess it makes it easier for her. But that's exactly the issue, is I don't know if I'm supposed to be making it easier for her, and that's one of the biggest things with this whole counterpart thing, is like there's a lot of up in the dust, like confusion, crazy. It would just be so much easier if it was just straightforward, honest, um, present the issue, deal with the issue. But it's very much more like there's a lot more in-depth karmic cycles and patterns and lessons being released. So I don't want to do anything to interfere with that energy. That's why these videos feel a little bit scary for me to release, because I don't know if I'm going to be hindering or harming, or if I'm actually going to be doing the right thing. All I know is that these videos are what I'm good at, and I want to make them so, and I want to read people as well. I want to improve my psychic stuff, so that's what we're doing. Right. Why do I always do that? Where are my freaking cards? Righto. Let's go, dude. I don't have a lot of time. I'm busy with classes and stuff. Complains about time. Continues to faff around instead of doing the reading. Yeah, but I'm getting settled into this energy that I'm picking up. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, I don't have to pick it up. It's been surrounding me. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because of that exact reason right there. So let's see what our cards hold for us today. I have no intentions here. Maybe we're going to place an intention now. So I want to read myself, and I want to show to people how you can read for yourself. I'm going to be asking questions along the way, tapping into my own personal energy, and seeing what comes up. Okay, oracles want to go first. Oracles want to be used first. Makes sense, because this was my personal deck. I don't really use cards for myself anymore, but that's one. We got gifts. We got decisions. We got Divine Mother. We got loss in reverse. And we've got our warrior guides. Okay, now, I haven't read for myself like this probably ever. Actually, that's a lie. I think once or twice. So, just a quick thing. When I started reading cards, I didn't know what I was doing. So I would just pull 3 cards and then just read all the time. And I'd be like, okay, 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 okay. I never actually thought to look at the card and interpret what it's trying to tell me. Since I started doing that, I get so much more from these readings. That's why I'm trying this out now for myself. It's obviously going to benefit some of you, maybe not in terms of the reading itself, but definitely in terms of seeing how to do this. Okay, so for myself, this is what I have. Now, that might look like they're all in reverse. Oh, actually, it might be that they're all in reverse. Anyways, I don't actually feel any reversal energy from this. Obviously, this is the reverse. This is the thing that I'm dealing with right now. Or it's the thing that I think I'm dealing with, which I'm not. Okay, so let's try and read these. Let's interpret this. So the gifts card is telling me that I am already making the right decisions. Okay, I'm already making the right decisions to receive the gifts that I need. It's just that my higher self is telling me that I need more love. So there's more love that I need to give. So the gifts are there. The gifts are there for me. Because if you're wondering what's going on, I'm feeling a little bit left behind. So the universe is telling me you're not left behind. Your gifts are there. They're ready and waiting. But you've got to keep working on the decisions you're making first to get you to the point of your gifts. In fact, what they're letting me know is that I've been making the right decisions. The reason this is so pertinent of an energy is it literally feels, if I were to put this in a visual representation, I would put a giant, what's it called? A cone. I put a giant cone energy over this one there. Not as a warning, but as a gratitude. Because it's basically saying, I've been feeling very let down in my own energy. And it's because I'm afraid if I'm making the right decisions or not, and other things as well. This one is basically saying you're making the right decisions, so don't worry so much about the decisions, the actions, because I'm aiming for that. So they're saying don't worry about that. The decisions are appropriate that you're making and taking. You're doing the right thing. But the thing that could definitely improve is some unconditional love, which then shows me why this came in reverse, because I was not going to be able to read this energy unless it was in reverse. I mean, I would have, but it would have come out stagnant. This one's showing me a flow, so it's showing me yin yang here. It's showing me lack of, and that's what's creating this loss in my head. Okay, so the yin energy is the loss because it's where I'm sitting, but the yang energy is in the unconditional love. Actually, that might be reversed. So the no, it might be what I said. I don't know. Let's leave that whole yin yang energy out. All I'm picking up here is just that we've got the yin yang representation, and all I'm picking up is that I'm feeling loss because I'm not giving love. That doesn't mean love to a person or love to a, you know, that means that this in particular for me is talking about my projects. Okay, my decisions. I make the decision to keep up with it, to keep up with what I need to do to get to my gifts. You know, I do my 30 minutes of work every day on all my projects. I do the research I need. I make sure I do my tools. So the decisions I'm making are okay. Maybe there's 1 or 2 places I could improve. I think that's for everybody though. Versus the unconditional love, this is probably where I need to improve on my decisions. Because I'm making the decisions with trust and faith, but not with love. My thinking right now is I'm so tired of this. I'm done of this. I'm tired. I'm tired of working. I'm done with working. I'm finished with this. I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm sick and I'm tired of it. And that's why this has come up, because instead of me feeling that way, but doing blindly anyways, what I should be doing is trying to calm myself down and focus on the fact that I can love my creations. My creations don't have to have so much pressure energy. My creations don't have to be so much of fear and worry and doubt. They don't have to be so instilled with what I think other people will think. They don't have to have the energy of other people inside my creations. Even though I'm trying, like that's the double-edged sword here, is that I'm really trying to get my creations to be something that people want to see. So I constantly feel back and forth, like, do I create this perfect, magnificent thing, which I also really love, or do I just do the work? And I guess it's coming up with a balance. So you need to just do the work so that you have something to do, so that you have something going to your name. But you need to make sure that as you're doing that, you're not just constantly just blindly doing. Okay, you want to every now and again take a step back and assess if you're really enjoying what you're doing, or if you're happy with the output you're giving, or if you're happy with the time it's taking you to complete things. That's what it means by unconditional love. It's trying to find, I know this is a reading about me, but it's turned out to be a reading about you for as well. It turns out that the trick to healthy project completion is to adopt the principle of unconditional love. Okay, I love my creation no matter what. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what within my creation I thought was good or bad. Interestingly, I've been rewatching old videos of mine because I'm making yet another new freaking YouTube channel, and watching those old videos, I used to think I was super cringy, but actually I've adopted this principle with that, and I'm really enjoying watching my old videos because I see the cringe and I'm like, oh man, I remember that. I remember that energy. I know where that came from. It's super interesting to watch. It's filled with unconditional love. Okay, but that brings up to the loss. So you feel like you're losing. You feel like you're lost. You feel like it's not, you feel stagnant. You feel like things are breaking down and not evolving. You feel like things are devolving, not evolving. And that's because of this right there. Okay, things are not devolving, even though it looks like it. What's actually happening is that you are evolving, or I guess, we are evolving, okay? And as we evolve, we need to leave behind things that don't fit into our energy anymore. So this is this. So this loss is saying, dude, you need to let this stuff go. Now, I know there are projects that I do need to let go. They are not filling me with the love anymore. They are not giving me love anymore. And this is a big realization for me because my guides have been telling me this many, many, many times, that it's time for me to stop. Specifically, it's my vlogs. So I spent some time filming a bunch of vlogs, and now I've got a bunch of content. But I keep spending days and days of my time sitting and sifting through content to get the best parts. And I have other ideas that I want to pursue now. So it's like, well, maybe you should focus on what can you create that would be of your unconditional love, rather than what you think you need to do because you want to finish something. Now that this is a tricky one as well, because I do want to finish my things. I want to finish my things. I don't want to just lose everything to the abyss. I want to finish my projects, but what it means is that maybe I need to adopt a new way of doing that, because I'm not feeling unconditional love. And the reason being, so now we're getting into root cause and effect. Why? So if I then go, well, why am I feeling like I don't have unconditional love for my creations? Let's look at the vlogs for the example. Well, the example would be that in my vlogs, I spend so much time editing that it doesn't feel fun. It feels like I'm not productive. It feels like I spend more time on my vlogs than I do on anything else. And that's why I wasn't enjoying it. So the unconditional love would come back if I found a way to fix that problem. Maybe get an editor, maybe just do some rough editing, and I think I will do that. I think I will get myself some rough editing done, just to get the content finished and up online. Okay, but as long as I still love it, right? I need to actually enjoy the content and enjoy what I'm releasing. Otherwise, what's the point? Otherwise, the gifts won't come. Okay, the decision needs to be one of love, not one of pressure or rat race mentality. Okay, and that's why the loss is there, because it's saying you're losing that mentality, bruh. You are realizing that you're realizing that you're not meant to be in the rat race. Okay, you're finding a way to find unconditional love instead. Loss is in reverse for you. It's definitely in reverse for you. But what does it mean for me? Okay, well then we've got the competition, so it might be something to do with this.
So the warrior guides, the competition card, is basically saying, it's basically saying you may have attracted situations or circumstances where people wanted to fight you, but you're strong enough now. You're a warrior, so you're strong enough now that you were just fighting back, bro. You were just like, you want to go? I will go. I will go so hard. And what this card is saying is, if you survived all of that stuff and you've become a warrior, then you can get through all of this. Okay, this loss is actually a gain, so that's why it came into the reverse, because we're witnessing a loss, but in fact it's a gain. So that's why these cards were all right side up, and that was for you, which was for me. Okay, but it's just, you know what I mean in perspective wise. And it does mean that this was in reverse, but that's exactly why. It's because this was to showcase the fact that this loss is actually a gain, because you're losing the ego, you're losing the rat race, and you're gaining unconditional love for yourself, therefore for your projects, therefore for your creations. Okay, cool. This was a cool little reading. Is there anything else that wants to come up? Angels want to peek their head a little bit. No? Yes? No? No. What do you want? They're saying finish the video. One card. Nope. No. They want something. What do you want? Divine timing. Divine timing. Victory and intuition. So the divine timing is coming in with our victory and our intuition. Okay, but victory happened to be upside down. It just happened to be upside down, didn't it? Well, that's so great. What's this? Appreciation. I saw that coming in, but I see that for most of my readings nowadays. Compromise. Epiphany. I know that I am aiming to try and pull the divine timing card. I don't know why I'm feeling it so much. We've had our other couple cards pull up now. Bravado. Bravado's mixing up with our competition. Ooh, this reading is just getting crazy. So this one added there just to emphasize the fact that you've already gone through this war. You've already fought these big battles. That's what's made you this warrior. So that's why you can do this process. But now we've got to go back. You need to have the epiphany. You need to have the epiphany that you are the warrior, because then you are unafraid. So right now you're afraid. Right now there's fear holding you back. There's a feeling of lack. Whether it's lack of substance of yourself, or lack in something or someone, or a relationship, or a situation, or a scenario. The Epiphany card is there to say, hey, bro, just remember who you are, bro. You are this crazy, you're like a goddess warrior. That's what I heard, okay? So I don't know, maybe there's like a Chiquita who this reading is resonating with. Okay? But yeah, it's saying, yo, bro, you are a warrior, so be unafraid, okay? Be unafraid, chase love, get rid of the idea of loss, because that's when love will happen. And through the realization of that, especially self-love, is when you're then going to identify what decisions to make to then get you to your gifts. That's the process there for you. So this reading was for me, but now as these new cards came in, the interesting thing is that it's now becoming for somebody else. Okay, you notice that. That still applies to me, but then from there onwards, it was different, right? You notice that. And that's because there's certain patterns that are repeating for everybody, no matter what. And then the patterns are going to change in other areas. And that's how this energy stuff works, because we're all connected to each other. So if something's happening there and someone's witnessing it, whether they think or feel it or not, that is going to have an energy that's going to attach to them as well and help them through their process. Okay. Now, it can happen with negative energy as well, but it's, believe it or not, like a lot of people freak out about this stuff, but negative energies are way easier to dispel than positive energies. Way easier. Okay, new beginnings. Right, awesome. So we got a full freaking cycle, full freaking set list going on. Okay, so the Epiphany is there. That takes you there, but let's go back. So now we want to go here. So let's go to the victory card. Victory came in and upside down. It feels like you currently feel in defeat. Not victory, you feel in defeat. And it feels like the reason being is because it feels like you're fighting your intuition. It feels like your ego and your intuition are having a big old bout, and that's what's going on there. So the victory is upside down because you're feeling defeated. You're feeling deflated as well. Deflated. All those D words. Okay, Dick. I had to say it. Okay, I'm sorry. But anyways, then you've got your intuition. So your intuition is fighting the victory card, basically, and another yin yang. But this is the reverse yin yang. Okay, it's not a circle. This is actually the opposite. So these are clashing forces. Then you've got the appreciation in upside down. You are not practicing gratitude enough. Okay, so gratitude is the one thing that keeps falling short. It feels like you get on the gravy train with gratitude and you fall off it again. And then you get on and then you fall off again. Well, the intuition, the inner child is saying, if you want this intuition to win, to become victorious, if you want this victory card to turn like that, then that is what needs to turn. Okay, what this represents, what I just did there, what it represents is that your focus is currently on this. Your focus is on trying to turn this card around. You're fixating. What actions can I take to turn this card around? But the action is before that. It's not this that you need to fix. It's the gratitude. Fixing the gratitude will automatically turn this card around later down the line. Okay. Cool. So gratitude is like it's the biggest thing to take away from this reading. I know it's as simple as that, but it is the biggest thing to take away because the thing that was blocking you, notice it's a cycle. And notice where the block was. And that means the block was actually in the gratitude. So fix the gratitude and move on. Now, it's also saying compromise. It feels like you struggle with compromise. And it feels like the situation that you want to adopt for yourself, this new beginning. It feels like within this new beginning, you're going to have to make compromises. And it feels like you're aware of that. And that might be one of the main reasons why you are not being grateful. It feels like this situation that's been presented to you, or opportunity or circumstance, it feels like you really want it, but you also don't really want it. And that's why you've got this victory and intuition, because your intuition is saying, I want that. But the ego, which is trying to fight you, which is upside down, is saying, but I also don't want that. And the reason being is because your gratitude is on the wrong things, or not happening at all. Okay, but you might be grateful for alcohol. You might be grateful for bountiful sex. You might be grateful for that sort of stuff. But that is not gratitude of the inner child, the higher self. That is gratitude of your human level, which is the ego. Okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You should have gratitude for those things because we are part of that. But you should also have gratitude for the much more expansive energies as well. What is an expansive energy? As simple as this. I'm grateful for the 5 minutes in the morning to sit and do nothing. That is an expansive energy. Remember that boredom has been playing out in these readings? That will fix that. Start showing appreciation for your time off. In fact, the reason that came out is because the appreciation card, the gratitude card, is going to apply to all areas like that. If you're bored, practice gratitude for time off. If you're sad, practice gratitude for your happy moments. Okay, do you see what I'm hinting at there? All right. And then the compromise, that's just the biggest thing coming in. It's not, in terms of the energy, it feels like a wave. It feels like I'm being hit with a wave of indecisiveness as a result of lack of or inability to compromise. That's what it feels like there. Anyways, guys, I need to get back going to my class. Oh, and by the way, the new beginning is just saying this new beginning is coming. In fact, it's already started. That's actually what they're saying there. That's why it came right at the beginning. I was confused because I was like, isn't this like the end? Is it a cycle? But no, this is the beginning. But it's showing the cycle. So this is the cycle to then enter the new beginning. And then next new beginning. And then next new beginning. Okay. Obviously, there'll be different cards along the way, but I think you get what it's saying. Okay, there's a process of transformation that goes on all the time. In this case, it was this transformation that we just did now. Okay, and that is, you've already adopted your new beginning, whether you like it or not. It's happening. You've awoken. You're becoming aware. You're becoming invoked with the spirit of fire and zestiness inside you. You basically realize that you are a spirit, not a human being. That's what, that's what we get with our new beginnings. And but as a result, you know, you need a compromise. You know, now you can't go party all the time because now you know there's work to be done. You can't sleep around because you might have to commit to something or somebody. Um, those sort of things. Those are the compromises coming in. Okay, and then just continue that process. Okay, guys, thanks for watching and reading with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.